Hello and welcome. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to use the Desmos geometry tool. A reminder, while you watch a video, it's okay to stop the video to rewatch something that has already been done if you didn't understand what was said or how to do it. It's also okay to come back to the video during the classwork to rewatch parts or all of the video to remind yourself how to do something. A special note about today's classwork. You're going to make mistakes. Don't expect that you're going to be doing things perfectly on the first try. You're going to be making many small adjustments to get things to be just the way you want them to be. So don't get frustrated. There are 5 buttons that you're going to be using. The first is Select, Point, Polygon, Angle, and Segment. We'll be using this tool to build triangles and quadrilaterals. While building, we'll focus on key characteristics of triangles and quadrilaterals. Vocabulary that we'll be using includes words like line segment, side, congruent, angle, point, vertex, decrease, parallel, right angle, and more. If there's a word you don't understand, if it's a word that I said that you don't understand, or a word in the directions that you've never heard or you don't understand, remember you should open another tab and Google that word to learn what it means. So don't continue with a word unless you've learned what it means. I'm going to model how to use this digital tool to construct quadrilaterals. And a reminder that you can watch this video again from beginning to end if you need to. You can rewind certain segments if you need to rewatch them, or if you're doing the classwork, you can come back and watch certain parts again. There's nothing wrong with doing that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the wrench on the right-hand side, and there's one option here that says Show Grid. This is an option. You can choose to use this or not. That's up to you. I recommend that you do use it, but again, it's a choice. You don't need to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a quadrilateral. And to do that, I come over here to Polygon. And you'll notice that down here, there are some bullet points. One is bolded, and then there's 3 others that are gray. So it says choose a point. So I've got my mouse here, and I make a point. You'll see on the left-hand side it says choose another point. And so you can see here I've got my other point and the line segment or the side that it's going to make. So I click again. And then it says choose another point. And then it says choose another point or click an existing point to finish. So if I wanted to create a triangle, I would just click again on the point that I just made. Since I want to make a quadrilateral, I'm going to just continue to make another point and then click and then click again. And so you saw the check mark over here. Now this is outlined in blue, and we have our first quadrilateral. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to find the measurement of each side. So we want to come over here and make sure select is chosen, the arrow. You're going to find one of the sides, click on it. And on the left here, you can choose what color you want. That's not super important. But what is important is that here next to the word length, you click Add Label. And so what it did is it labeled that side with how many units long it is. You'll notice it doesn't say inches or centimeters. So when you don't see a label next to the number, we use the word units. So we would say that this is about 3 2/10 units long. You're going to do the same thing for all the other sides. So you click on another side, and click Add Label. And you do that for the other two sides. Anytime there is a decimal, you're going to be focusing on the tenths place. So I would say this is 3 and 2/10. This is 4 and 4/10. This is 3 and 8/10. Next thing you want to do is you want to measure each of the angles. So you click here where it says angle, and see on the bottom left, it tells you what to do. It says choose a point. So I'm going to choose this point. Then it says choose another point that's going to be the vertex. So I can either go down to this point or I can go to the right. I'm going to go down to this point. And then it says choose a third point. So now I'm going to choose this point. And what it's doing is it's measuring that angle for me at 104 degrees. I'm going to repeat the process. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And for the last angle, same thing. So now I've got my 4 sides labeled, and my 4 angles have also been labeled. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay attention to the directions that I'll be given in my classwork. In the classwork, you'll be asked to draw or create a quadrilateral that has certain characteristics. So you might be asked to make a quadrilateral that has 1 right angle. So to do that, you come over here to the select button again, and then you pick one of these vertices or one of these points to make. And if I look down below where it says 92, I can keep moving this point until I make a 90-degree angle. So if I was told to build a quadrilateral with 1 90-degree angle, I've just done it. If I'm asked to make something that has 2 90-degree angles, I might take this point, click and drag it so that now I have 2 90-degree angles. Let's say I want there to be 2 sides that are equal. So this side here I've just made to be 3. And so now I'm going to take this other side and reduce it so that it is also 3. And this is where you might have to have some patience because you might have to do things again a few times. Maybe you have to have 2 sides that are 3 and then 1 right angle. So notice how when I move this in, the angle is getting bigger. So I'm going to move it out until I get to 90 degrees. And I've just made a quadrilateral that has 2 sides that are equal and 1 90-degree angle. If I am asked to make a quadrilateral that has opposite angles equal, let's say 125 degrees. So I make this angle 125 degrees, and then I click and drag this point in until it also says 125 degrees. And let's pretend I want the other 2 angles to also be equal. So this is 54 degrees, so I'm just going to move it just a little teeny tiny bit. So it's also 56. And I have to just adjust a little bit more because now I changed my angles. So I want both angles to still be 125. All right, so it takes some patience. And then I might go and adjust this a little bit. And so now I have 2 angles that are equal, 2 other angles that are equal. And you'll notice also that the sides that are across from each other are also equal. So this is what we call 2 opposite sides. So I'll make this one red and this one red. These are called opposite sides because they're opposite from one another. So this angle and this angle are opposite angles. And so the word opposite means it's across the inside or opposite side of the other angle. So when you have finished making the quadrilateral, you're going to go and right click. You're going to copy the image, and then you're going to paste it into the Google Doc that you're working on.